Welcome to Black Phone Magazine, the web show. My name is The General, and we want to say to you, thank you for joining us today. Today's topic is going to be on some of the more important things that evolve and revolve around the black bike set, especially here in South Florida where we live. I have two distinguished guests with me today from the South Florida bike set. To my left, I have Queen Snapshot, President for the Queens of the South chapter here in Southwest Florida, Miami to be exact. And further to my left, I have Brother Yak, which is the president, or who is the president for Flaming Knights chapter here in South Florida, Miami. And as you know, I am the general president of Black Mystics, MC, which is also part of the South Florida chapter. What we want to talk about is some of the things that people ask a lot. A lot of times I'm asked questions concerning the different things that we do in the black bike set. Like, for example, I could be at a gas station and someone will ask me a question, you know, or they'll say to me that, hey, you know, I used to ride, or I know somebody that rides, or do you know this club? And one of the things that I find fascinating myself, and I'm sure you guys have had it, Queen, I want to start with you. There seems to be a fascination with female riders, okay? And people have even used the term that female riders look sexy. Can you elaborate a little bit on, you know, as a female in riding itself, what interest, what grabbed your interest in biking?
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, definitely what interests me most about riding was the sexiness of a female biker. I want to say about 11, maybe 12 years ago, I was somewhere and I saw a female biker and immediately it caught my attention and I said, ooh, I want that and I want to be her. So to me, that was like fascinating. So what I did was I made a goal. I said, okay, my birthday's coming up in September. So for my birthday, I went and I got my motorcycle endorsement. I had a friend with me and we went together and we celebrated happiest on planet Earth. The happiest thing that could have ever happened to me on planet Earth. Not even a year, maybe not even 6 months, I had my own motorcycle and I rode it. I learned everything about my motorcycle and I rode it. You know, it's now becoming more fascinating just seeing the many females every day that are coming on the set. It's empowering, it's motivating. You have them that are changing their own oils. You have them that are changing tires. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not on that level yet, but give me another year and I will be on that level. It's fascinating. They are dominating. Females are dominating the MC motorcycle set right now.
Now that's interesting. You said now that there are females that actually change their tire, change their oil. And I think that that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. The sex appeal of it, let's look at that real quick before I move on to Brother Yak. What element draws or compels one to feel and say, hey man, that's sexy? What do you think?
I think it's the handling of the motorcycles.
And not the way a female dresses?
No, definitely not the way a female dresses. The way she handles her bike, the way she maneuvers, the way she backs up her bike. A lot of females can't bike up their bike. So even myself, when I'm at an event and I see a female easily back up her bike, that's sexy. And I see the guys and I see the other females that are looking. So when people say sexy to me, I don't think it's so much a sex appeal. I don't think they're looking at it as a sex appeal. At least that's not how I'm looking at it. Yes, a woman, nicely shaved, nice clothes, tight fitted, boots, you know, to the kneecap. That's extremely nice. But a woman that can handle the motorcycle is even more sexier.
Okay, y'all heard it straight from Queen Snapshot. Brother Yak, what grabbed your fascination in biking and becoming part of the bike set by joining a club?
Well, it was bunch of different things. With me, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and we did pretty much some of everything. We did the old school car thing, we did the scooter thing, we did the bicycle, regular bicycle thing, but I always wanted to do motorcycles. But the group that I was around never wanted to do it. Oh, that's too dangerous, you're gonna kill yourself. I always wanted to do it. So when I got to a certain age, when I stopped worrying about other people, I said, I'm gonna get me a motorcycle.
Okay.
I went and got it. They didn't know how to ride it. I went, it was in Pompano somewhere.
Okay.
Bought a bike, don't know how I'm gonna get it home.
Right.
Just jumped on it, got on 95. Rode it
And
home.
learned.
And I was hooked from there.
And you basically taught yourself.
Taught myself.
That's beautiful. Now, I believe that, in riding, I have learned that there are those who simply own bikes, which anybody can own a bike, and then there are those who ride their bike. What do you see as a distinction between someone who just simply owns it versus someone like yourself, Queen, and myself, who actually ride ours? Is there a difference between us and them, or is there even an us and them?
Definitely. See, with me, my nation is a riding nation. If there's a road, we've been there. So if you're not what we call across the state lines, you're just paying rent on something. That's it.
It's just merely ownership. You have no
You gotta go out and
propriety.
experience.
It's
It's
just an
all about the experience.
Right.
You gotta hit the road. You gotta see how other people live. And you learn to appreciate what you got here
Right.
when you hit that road. Because like I said, everybody do things different. My first trip was, I think, to Tampa. And just that short of a trip was a big difference
Right.
between, this was talking in 05,
Okay.
06. There was a big difference between Miami and Tampa.
It is. And it's just like, and Queen, let me direct this question to you. Do you see the difference in the way the bike sets are, like here in South Florida? Well, let's go to Central Florida, and let's go to North Florida.
Absolutely.
Do you see a difference in the way each group, and let's call them regions, each region is operated and ran, and how the clubs are? You see a difference?
Absolutely.
What do you see?
It's a little more stricter once you go north of West Palm Beach. South of West Palm Beach is a little more lax. I don't want to get out of line, saying what it really is, but there's a difference. Yes, there's a complete difference. There's a whole lot of different structure once you cross over to West Palm Beach. Yeah. And then you have different dominations also once you cross West Palm Beach.
Dominant.
Yeah.
And what do you say to that, yeah?
The 1%ers pretty much was originated in Central Florida. That was their stomping grounds. I know y'all seen gangland and all that. All that happened in Central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought that structure with them, and they fed it around them.
Indeed. Well, what we're going to do, don't go nowhere. Stay right there. We're going to take 5, do a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Black Clone Magazine Web Show. Welcome to Black Clone Magazine Web Show. I'm your host, The General, from Black Mystics MC. And Black Clone Magazine Web Show highlights the black bike experience, not only here in South Florida where we at, but all over the nation. And if you didn't see your cut in our slideshow, that's because you didn't send me your patch. Black Clone Magazine is highlighting the black bike experience. Like I said, not only here in South Florida where we at, but all over the nation. So feel free to send me any thoughts, ideas, cares, or concerns.
We invite you to watch the Wake Up Miami morning show, affectionately known as the Rum Show, with your host, Andre So.
And I'm Lanice Rochelle. Make sure that you are tuning in every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
And you'll catch the hottest morning show in America. Yeah, we're going to say that.
Right,
the hottest morning show in America. I said it.
What?
America. What? I did. Only in America.
Listen,
that part.
You can catch some positive affirmations, National Days, news, shenanigans,
dance local, national, the whole nine, and the dance off. So don't miss the show.
Yeah, don't miss it.
Want a drink? Drink on it.
Drink on that.
Welcome back to Black Home Magazine Web Show. Thank you for watching. Viewers, we got something now we're going to talk about that is very important in the bike world and in any motorcycle set. We're going to talk about the club structure. And one of the things we want to talk about in the club structure is the position of women. A lot of 1% clubs and other outlaw designated clubs use a term for women as property. They call them POs. And there are some people that don't have enough knowledge or any knowledge of what property of means or why the use of the word property is being used. Now, it takes education for anybody to understand anything, and the key to learning is listening. Now, you don't have to agree with it, and none of the views that we share here on Black Phone Magazine are a reflection of EYEURBANTV, our parent umbrella, or of any of the organizations or nations that any of these guests represent. But what it is our personal thoughts and our personal opinions. I'm just going to move right to my left to Queen Snapshot. The use of the term property for women in the bike world. How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it, and the only reason why I'm okay with it is because I understand. And I could just say this, when I first came into the bike world, I didn't understand. I heard property of, she's property of such and such, she's property of that person. Oh, he has 3 and 4 or 5 properties. So to me, that was, oh, they just do whatever he says, and he tells them what to do, and they can go around and they can, screw this person, screw that person. Once I was educated on what the property actually meant, I was okay with it. So moving forward, 2021, I am perfectly fine with the property. I respect those women. They are head on. They support their club. They support the nation. They support each other. They do what they have to do for the brothers, and I love it. I love it.
So you don't see it as offensive?
I don't.
Okay, that comes from your understanding of what it is.
Correct.
All right, Brother Yak, what's your take on that?
Well, with me, property of it depends on the organization you're part of. It could mean what she said, if that's what you're doing with it. But originally, like as far as my castle is concerned, my nation is concerned, it doesn't mean that she's with me. If you have a problem with her, you need to talk to me. That's it. Like they're not members of the club, but they're part of the family of the club. And you need to respect that. So like I say, my girl got my name on the back. There's no reason you should be pushing up on her.
Okay.
So now that's just plain disrespectful. So you push up on somebody with a property. Now you want to know something about her, you talk to me. This is my club, this is my set, this is what we doing. You got anything with my lady, you talk to me. That's it.
Now there is a line of respect that comes with being in this club, or any club rather. And I remember maybe 8 years ago, I was in St. Pete at T-Mama, if you guys remember T-Mama. I was at T-Mama's event. And it was a young lady that I had with me. And there were a large group of Flaming Knights there. And I remember one, after they walked past us where we were at, and somehow minutes later, she told me that one of them bumped into her. I said, well, who? She pointed to the Flaming Knights. I said, he bumped into you? I said, well, why didn't you say anything to me? So I went over to the brother and I said, brother, did you bump this lady? Is everything all right? He said, yeah, and I don't know what you're talking about. Well, the president at that time came up and heard me, and he drew the situation into a very positive ending. He said, this happened, you need to apologize to him and to her. Now, to come to find out, I don't know if he really bumped into her or if she had different intentions, you see. So sometimes I can understand the putting women in certain positions for their own protection. You follow what I'm saying? And having them with certain things on their vest aids in that protection. For example, you go somewhere and you don't have nothing that says who you're with or what you're with, and some guy decides he wants to talk to you, and a woman wants to refuse his advances, and he gets mad, and then it turns into a situation. Now, he can always fall back and say, well, she's not with nobody that we know. There was nothing that was seen on her that says, hey, we need to respect that. So that's like a sign, like a stop sign or a stop light that gives you that. So I can understand that. And then looking at that, is it exclusively, Brother Yak, in 1% clubs, or is that concept a MC universal thing?
I only can speak on my nation. We use property and then we just a flat out MC club. We use property.
Okay. All right. So.
But one thing about this is the one organization that's still masculine ran. This is a male dominant thing. So a woman coming in, there's a lot they need to know. You just cannot come in boldly, big bold, and do what you want to do on a bike set. You have to know the rules and regulations of every set that you want. You just cannot just be popping off the mouth. Like you say, the young lady got bumped. The right thing she did was she came to you.
Right.
Now, if she'd have came at that brother, it could have been a whole new ball game.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Now, blacknesses and flaming knives out here tussling over something that may or may not happen.
Right. Right. Right.
So they have to know that structure if they're gonna be on the set.
Right.
And so you have to educate the women that you're with. You just don't feed them to the wolves.
Right.
You know, you
I
just don't
strongly
throw
agree
a
with
patch
you.
on and say, go have fun.
I strongly agree with you.
You have to teach them the culture, you have to teach them the way of life. Once, like, everything's knowledge. Once you know, you do better.
Do that.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. The more knowledge you have, and I believe in that, and I believe in extending that knowledge to people. I extend that knowledge to sisters. One of the things that in club structure I want to mention, and we want to look at a legitimate club versus a non-denominational club. Okay, when I say non-denominational, for example, they may not be a support club to another club, but they're a club that exists and they seem to be doing okay for themselves as far as riding, but they weren't legally registered in any state or in the state that they're in. So in other words, let's say 5 people get together and say, okay, we want to form a club called the Miami Cool Crew. You know, we're the Miami Cool Crew, the MC, Miami Cool Crew, right? Okay, Miami Cool Crew. Now, with that, they don't have a legal registration with the state. So therefore, they're not subject to annual fees. Does a club like that deserve the same respect as a club that has legal registration?
When you say legal registration, you talking the
EIN.
nonprofit organization?
Nonprofit.
Yes, I'm talking the fictitious name registration and the corporation status registration, where you have to pay your annual fee each year. Sorry.
Well, I just want to say before even getting to should they get the respect, because I can honestly say, and I have seen it multiple times, where a club comes in and they don't even have 5 positions. They just want to be a club.
Right.
They don't know who's president. They don't know who's going to be the vice president. They don't have a treasurer. They don't have a secretary. They don't have anything. So I think for clubs that are coming in that, you know, want to start a club, that's where they need to start first before they can even start to look at an EIN and all that other kind of stuff. Because you're not going to get the respect or the support from me. From me. As far as the respect or, you know, as far as them coming onto the club not having an EIN, how would we know they don't have an EIN?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm not going to go and search for the Miami Cool Club to see if they actually registered with some bids or with the state of Florida. If they good people, if they following MC protocol, if they want to be educated, if they want to be taught the right things, I'm all for it. But if you come in as a hothead, you come in, oh, I can do what I want to do, oh, you don't tell me what to do, I'm not going to support you.
Okay.
Because you don't support the culture, the MC culture. And the MC culture is being disrespected a lot with people coming in because they don't know right from wrong.
Your take on that, yeah?
Like I say, as far as like you say, the nonprofit organization to the MC world, that means nothing. Like to me, the only thing that means is I have a bank account. That's not in my personal name. That's it. What makes a club is the groundwork. You know, you gotta understand where you at. You gotta know who the OGs are. You gotta respect. You gotta know rules and regulations. You just don't jump out there and say, "Okay, I'm a club." You know, it takes years, months, to actually build a club from the ground up. So it's all about doing legwork. It has nothing really to do with paperwork. Paperwork don't really mean nothing. You got clubs that have paperwork and don't do nothing, don't go nowhere. Don't ride, don't do anything.
Shut your mouth.
Now, those are some very good observations. Important, very important candid views by both of these distinguished guests we have. And both of these people are presidents. And we're all we're all cohesive. But with that being said, though, I want y'all to stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. We're gonna take a commercial break. Welcome to Black Clone Magazine Web Show. I'm your host, The General from Black Mystics MC. And Black Clone Magazine Web Show highlights the black bike experience, not only here in South Florida where we at, but all over the nation. And if you didn't see your cut in our slideshow, that's because you didn't send me your patch. Black Clone Magazine is highlighting the black bike experience. Like I said, not only here in South Florida where we at, but all over the nation. So feel free to send me any thoughts, ideas, cares, or concerns.
Does your business need a video commercial? Let EYEURBANTV produce one for you today. Affordable 60-second video commercials for your website, social media platforms, or promotional purposes. We specialize in media production, content creation, photography, videography, and more. Prices starting at $2.99. Contact us today by calling 786-294-0659 or email us at EYEURBANTV@gmail.com.
Black Clone Magazine Web Show. Thank you for watching. One of the other issues that we're always faced with as bikers is the weather. We all recognize that the asphalt is king, that's the road. But then there's another strong element that is just as powerful as the asphalt. That's that weather. Now when we talk about the weather, for bikers, we're not covered by anything. If you're in your car, you can just jump in your car and ride, cut on your windshield wipers, and you'll be all right, you're protected. But when you're riding a bike, you are not protected. You are out in the open. It's just you in the open air. So if a thunderstorm comes and it's raining cats and dogs, you get hit. And if you're not protected right, sometimes those raindrops feel like pellets, rocks hitting you. It hurts everything, whatever it hits. If it hits your fingers while you're holding the handlebar grips, it hurts. If it hits any part of your body, your face, God forbid if it hits you in the eye and you don't have no eye protection, man. I mean, it's rough out there. So from my experience, the weather is a very detrimental part of riding, and I'm gonna get some viewpoints from these other riders as well. Queen Snapshot.
I am laughing hysterical. The weather, okay? Not just the rain, but the cold. And I have a scar that is here on my hand since November. I went to Little Rock. Wasn't prepared for the cold. I'm from Florida. I've been in Florida all my life. So I figured I could layer up. I've done it before. Done it plenty of times before. Put on 2-3 pair of pants, put on 2-3 shirts, put on 2 jackets, put on 2 gloves, and let's go. I couldn't bear it. The cold in another state, completely different. You can't catch me now without my heated gloves. I have weather pants. I have a heated jacket. So I am prepared, okay? Also, what I had to learn too, just from being in 2 tornadoes, 2 years in a row, they have a pin strip inside of the helmet. It keeps the helmet from fogging up in the rain. So I had to learn about that. I have a pin strip inside of my helmet. All of my helmets, I have a pin strip in. So when I'm in the rain, I don't get that fog. I can put my helmet down with ease. I don't have to worry about it fogging up or anything like that. Also with the rain, there's the rain repellent that you spray on the helmet. It's really good. It's really good. Rain-X. Yes, very good. So I like to use that.
On my visor and my sunglasses.
Absolutely, absolutely, me too. So the weather is hysterical. You always want to be prepared. Always want to make sure you have the right gloves. I travel, even locally with about 5 different pair of gloves inside my bag, just in case it rains and I have to put on the full gloves. Or if I'm up the road and they get cold, I have my longer gloves. I have heated gloves. have the pants, the heated pants, the heated jacket, you know, just weather plays a huge part in riding. So you always want to make sure that you're protected and that you look at the weather forecast.
And you said something about the scar. How did you get the scar?
Well, my gloves, the thing is, when you wear the heating gloves, apparently you have to have on a liner on the inside. I had on a liner, but I don't know, I guess my gloves were turned up too high that it went straight through the liner. And even when I turned them off, it was almost like they were still baking. Like my hand was still baking. So I don't know, I guess this is a permanent scar that reminds me to check the weather. And be prepared. Be prepared.
Okay, now. Yeah, what do you say to that?
See, with me, it's a double-edged sword. Because there's Jack as the person, and then there's Jack as the leader.
Okay,
I hate rain,
okay.
but I'm part of a national club.
Right.
And 50% of our participation is riding. You need to ride your bike. So we have designated times that we're going to leave to do something. If we say we're leaving at 8 o'clock, rain or shine, we're leaving.
Right.
But me as a person, if it's raining, I'm going to hold off a little bit, let it slow down. But like, if I got to make that deadline, we're going to go. Whether you're ready or not, we leaving. Like with me, I carry everything on my back. Everything I need is on my back at all times. Prime example, we got a club in DC. They come down to Daytona. That's what, March? By the time they go home, it's a snowstorm.
Right.
They had to go home in a snowstorm. They taking pictures of snow on their bike.
Yeah.
You gotta go. You can't stop. Once you're out there, you gotta go. We don't pull over. It's full throttle ahead, watching tail lights.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I mean, I'm a big supporter of riding. Like, I don't even like to go to a bike event if I can't ride my bike. I mean, I've had times when something went wrong on my bike. Like one time my hydraulic clutch went out. And I was so disappointed, man, I couldn't go. And they said, well, just jump in the car and go. I said, man, you know, I'm not going.
Right.
I'm not going. I can't do that. And there is certain people who can't because of the image they have,
Right.
you know? Like, if y'all saw me pull up in the car to an event, like, the general, you all right? You know, that's gonna be the first thing you ask, because I would ask y'all,
Right.
you all right?
The first thing we ask, did you go down?
Right, you just hurt your bike went down, you okay? What's going on? Why you roll up it's a nice car, but I mean, you know. So and just even recently I was gonna go to an event, but it was raining so hard where I lived at, you couldn't see. I don't like to start in the rain, especially when it's coming down like that. Now, if it's a little light rain, I can handle that. And I usually try to read the sky, look at it. If I can see clear skies and sun for miles and miles, I say, okay, it's just a little light sun shower. I can live with that. But if it starts raining and it's like raining cats and dogs, a brother like me,
Oh yeah, we turned it into a game. We tried to outrun it.
yeah, I try to outrun it too.
Yeah. Just a quick response to that. You know, sometimes because I ride so much and I go to a local event, sometimes I don't feel like riding my bike. Or sometimes if I've rode, 15, 16 hours up the road and I still have to go to an event, I'll hop in a car. I will.
If it's local.
If it's local.
Right.
Yeah, if it's local.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a car's last resort.
Yeah,
Your bike
and that's just
your
because
bike
I'm
is
dead
broken,
tired.
Yeah.
Or your body
Or
is
extreme
broken.
conditions like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, well, that's your bike gotta be broken or your body gotta
Yeah,
be
and
broken.
then
One
your
of the
mental.
two.
Yeah,
One of the
definitely your
two.
mental. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
But if it's one of those two, I prefer you in your car there
Right.
than staying home. It's all about the fellowship, it's all about the brotherhood, it's all about the camaraderie.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you all for coming to, as you can see, Black Bone Magazine. Nothing but Black Bone out here. We want to thank Queen Snapshot, and we want to thank Brother Jack, Flaming Knights, Queens of the South, the General Black Mystics MC. We love y'all to life twice. Peace.